You talk about in created for worship, growing, serving, sharing. Is that the taking the selfishness and utilizing it in a way? Is that, or am I off?
It's more about when engaging in a relationship with God full in, and when growing spiritually, and when aligning your life with those values. There's a power from God that is experienced through the power of the Holy Spirit that helps is not quite the right word, but that is more empowering. So all of us are selfish. The only question is the degree to which we're able to manage that and control that, or the degree to which God is able to alter that in our lives. Right? So that's what growing in the Lord does.
So let's say, Created for Worship will take this. It was your third book, correct?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And let's say I'm through it in a growth phase. Mm-hmm. Now, why is it grow, serve, share?
Yeah, so I really began to want to explore, why did God create us? Right? Like, it's a quintessential question, why are we here? What's our purpose? And, we've talked about that
Yeah,
before.
of course.
And so really started doing a deep dive into answering that question. And where I landed was, well, ultimately God created us to worship Him. And I talk a lot in the book about, why that is and how do we know that. But then the question really became for me, well, how? Right? Because I'm always trying to take the context and boil it down into, specific activities and behaviors. Well, what does it mean to worship God? And whereas a lot of folks think, well, it's, singing, it's worshiping in church, that type of thing. Where I landed was it's really primarily about three things. One is growing in relationship with God, which I'd written about before. The other is then serving. In other words, literally serving others without, any expectation of return. And then literally sharing, sharing the news about God with other people for their benefit as well. So created for worship, but the three kind of activities are growing and then serving and sharing. The reason they're in that order is you have to grow first. It's out of your spiritual growth that you then serve and even want to serve. There's the opposite of selfishness.
Oh, interesting. So it's like you've proven that you're about it.
Exactly.
It's not utilizing it in hypocrisy.
Exactly.
Because that could be
exactly.
Driven through selfishness to just take advantage of people. Like people that do the opposite of what they say.
Correct. And so once you're serving and sharing, well then, once you're growing and serving, well then there's a legitimacy to the sharing.
Powerful.
Some people will say you're walking the talk. It's a little, overused, but that's the general idea is you're then living out of authenticity. Now, people may agree with you or not agree with you because a lot of people have different beliefs.
Yes.
But no one would deny that there's an inauthentic alignment with what you say and the way you live.